How's it going, guys? My name is Luis, and this is the final installment in the E3 2018 predictions video series. We've done Nintendo, we've done Microsoft. Both of those videos are linked in the description down below if you've missed them, but this one is on PlayStation. PlayStation has done a different thing this year, where rather than just keeping their surprises, they've told us that they're going to be focusing on 4 major games this year, along with some more minor announcements. So we kind of know what we're getting into already so far, but here are my 10 predictions based on what we know so far, and some, wild cards in there as well. In no particular order, here are my predictions. So we know that Death Stranding is going to be one of the 4 games that Sony is focusing on this year, but here's what I think we're going to see. We're for sure going to see some Death Stranding gameplay. We've seen the game at pretty much every previous Sony event, and I think we know enough about the game's story to be interested in the game without actually spoiling the story. That's why I think the only thing left to show us is gameplay, and how this whole convoluted story is going to be a playable piece of entertainment. I doubt we'll actually see a release date for the game, as I think it's going to be one of the last, if not the actual last game on PS4 from Sony. That may cross over to PS5 as well, but I definitely think we'll see a long demo of it in action this year. I don't know about you guys, but the only thing I really want to see is that thumbs up baby. Moving on, we're going to get The Last of Us 2. We know that for sure, but here's what I think we're going to see. We're going to get a long cinematic cutscene that perfectly transitions into some gameplay, really cutting that blur between what's playable and what looks like it's not playable. My guess would be is that the demo will follow the characters shown off in the most recent trailer, not so much focusing on Joel or Ellie, but the new cast of characters, so it doesn't spoil the story too much, but still shows the mechanics, including a possible new semi-open world. Ultimately, I think the trailer is going to end with a cinematic entrance of Ellie, not with Joel just alone, followed by a big 2019 release date window. It's a rather specifically bold prediction, but when Sony kind of reveals their conference ahead of time, you kind of have to make bold predictions, so hopefully it turns out to be correct. The third game being shown off is Ghost of Tsushima. This is the title by Sucker Punch, who makes the Infamous games. Their last game was Infamous Second Son back in 2014, and this new title is set to give us a crazy adventure taking place in 1274 Japan. I assume we'll get a demonstration of the game's gameplay, that I'm assuming is going to be an open world action game with no loading screens. I'm generally expecting it to be a faster paced combat Witcher 3-like game, but set in Japan. Think if Team Ninja helped make the combat of the recent God of War and Witcher 3, but in a single open world. It's pretty crazy to imagine, but I think this is going to be a really ambitious game that sort of surprises everybody, especially those who saw the cinematic trailer last year, but just weren't really wowed by it. I think the gameplay is really going to sell this game this year. The last game Sony promised to show off is Spider-Man. Sony has stated that there's a lot to show off with this game and some major surprises. I personally feel like I've gotten my feeling of the game already. I know I'm interested in it, the gameplay looks cool, and it's a world I'd love to explore. However, I think one of the big surprises they're teasing is a connection to the recent Infinity War movie. Some sort of playable Easter egg, maybe in the form of a mission, or something that relates to the MCU. We already have the Iron Spider suit in the game that's also from the MCU. Perhaps we'll see something beyond that though, maybe like the metal arms from the suit that plays into some sort of special gameplay mission. Who knows? A Medieval remake was teased at the PlayStation Experience last year, and we haven't really heard anything about it since then. I think we'll finally see some gameplay for that game at this year's E3. Not only that though, I think Medieval will be one of those surprise releases where the game is available immediately at the end of the showcase. I think that's a good way to build up quick momentum for the game, especially since it's a game that not a lot of people got to play and only really know about because the character was in PlayStation All-Stars, unless you were born when the PS1 was out. But other than that, I think it's going to be just surprise. It's at the end of the showcase. You can get it at a discount if you have PlayStation Plus, or it's free. Something of that nature, some way to promote the game being immediately released. Now, something I've been wanting to see from Sony, I think it's frankly something that really needs to be done already, and that's a revamp of PlayStation Now. Currently, PlayStation Now is pretty darn expensive and pretty bad in comparison to Xbox Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass is cheaper, you can download the game on the service, and it includes the original Xbox games, which further get improvements on the new Xbox One X. It's a service that's leaps and bounds ahead of PlayStation Now. Sony could make the service cheaper, put PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games on there, and let users download their games on that service. There's so much that can be done, it's really just Sony's choice at this point, and hopefully they choose to improve upon it. Tying back to that previous rumor, I think Sony's finally going to earn some goodwill with gamers, especially in comparison to Microsoft, by letting PS4 owners play PlayStation 1 games on their PS4 and PS4 Pro via the original PlayStation 1 game disc. Generally, PS1 and PS2 emulation can be done on the PS4 rather easily. It's only really the PS3 that's a challenge. With that said, PS2 games are still being sold digitally online by Sony, and I doubt they want to cut into possible profit with physical support of those game discs. This is why I think we'll only see PS1 support for now, maybe PS2 support in the future, but not from the get-go at least. bonus points if we actually get some sort of visual improvement with the game if we have a PS4 or a PS4 Pro. I feel like that's beyond Sony at this point. That's really just Microsoft doing goodwill with their gamers, and Sony's just really not doing that right now, but one can hope. The newest From Software game was shown off at the Game Awards last year with a short teaser trailer that said Shadows Die Twice. Not much has been said about the title, but everyone including myself thinks it's a Bloodborne sequel of some kind. I mean, a lot of people also interpreted the name of this game to be Shadows Die Twice, but that period at the end of the teaser trailer sort of suggests that's a statement, not the title of the game. From Software released Bloodborne back in 2015, and with that game going free recently on PlayStation Plus, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 2018 gameplay reveal with a game release of still this year. Now, a release in 2018 is a rather bold prediction, but I think a lot of time has passed between Bloodborne for it to possibly come out at least by the end of this year. But, you know, Sony's also one that doesn't really like to show release dates unless they're really certain of it happening. This one is another want or hope for me, but I think it's more likely now than any other year that the PS4 was out, and that's PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale Remastered for the PS4 and PS4 Pro. There's a lot of controversy with this game. A lot of gamers were quick to dismiss it as a Smash clone that just didn't go all the way when copying the gameplay. I was always on the other fence, where the game is like a Smash Brothers game, but still completely different and enjoyable as its own product. I was really bummed to see Superbot Entertainment shut down when this game was launched, but I think there's a good opportunity for Sony to remaster the game with new characters, including some familiar faces that were missing in the first release. With Crash and Spyro now getting their own collections, perhaps we'll see their faces in a possible remaster. Even some new Sony properties like Knack and The Last of Us. I can only dream, but hopefully Sony makes this a reality because I really miss this game, and I want more people to play it and enjoy it. For my last prediction, I'm thinking we may see a new Jak and Daxter game. I think Sony wants to cater along to Activision's recent revival of their retro IP with their own IP. Now, I definitely don't think Naughty Dog will be in charge of this project if it does happen. They got their hands full with The Last of Us 2. I think Ready at Dawn may be leading this hypothetical new entry in the series instead. They've handled the IP before with Daxter on the PSP and haven't really worked on anything major since The Order 1886 in 2015. They've been tinkering with some VR lately, but not much in the realm of PlayStation. This is also a team composed of mostly ex-Naughty Dog game employees, so if anything, if Naughty Dog wasn't the one to make this new game, I think Ready at Dawn should be. Those are my PlayStation E3 2018 predictions, but let me know what you think of them as well as your own predictions in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a like, subscribe for more content just like this, and consider sharing the video with more people so people can find out about this channel. Thank you all very much for watching, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.